Hey everybody, we're going to do another kind of crack pack. This time I'm cracking the Dollarama pack of magic. So $1.50 you get 15 cards. I've gotten some unhinged or unglued, whichever the one was before Unfinity, in a couple of packs before. I got one called Staying Power. This one, it's a great card. It's unfortunately illegal in all formats. You can't even use it in Commander. But here we go. Which is a shame. So what it does, I guess I should give her. What it does is basically anything that says till end of turn, or once per turn or whatever, it doesn't end. So you have this gains +2/+2 until end of turn. No, it gains +2/+2 forever. So if you got a card that has Bushido, when it's blocked, it gets a whatever the Bushido number is as a ++. So I have a card here. It's Indebted Samurai. With Bushido 1, it's a 2/3. So if I attack and someone blocks, it becomes a 3/4 because it has Bushido 1. And then in turn, it's gone. Now, with Staying Power, it stays on. So anything with Bushido, it keeps multiplying. Well, not multiplying, but it keeps growing. If anybody blocks. I like it. Unfortunately, it's illegal. I think the final ruling was it was too much work for everyone to keep up to date with what's going on. Because it's everything in the field. So if you're playing Commander, that's 4 people that have to keep track of all their different updates and powers. So anyways, we're going to crack this and let's see what we get. Is it worth $1.50 Canadian? So for Americans, it must be I don't know, a quarter of a cent? So anyways, let's check it out. Yes, you need scissors to open this thing up. Oddly enough, there were 2 cards in here that could be part of a pretty hefty combo. We're going to get into that in a minute. So here we go. First one up. Sleep of the Dead. This is from Theros Beyond Dead. So as you can see, it says tap target creature. It doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step. Escape. So you do 2 and a blue. Exile 3 other cards from your graveyard. You may cast this from your graveyard for its escape cost. That's pretty handy. This is a great move when someone's like, yo man, I just got my 12/12 dinosaur with thing, and oh my goodness, you're about to die. You're like, well, not today, or at least not this turn. So that's pretty handy. This one costs about 3 cents. I like the art. It's a Cerberus. Next one. Oh yeah, this one's got a pretty swank combo for later. This is Quandrix Pledge Mage. So it's got Magecraft. Whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, put a +1/+1 counter on this thing. That's pretty handy. That's a good way to buff somebody real fast, especially when you got really cheap instants that cost the one before. It's just one. Oh no, yeah, 1 mana, and then you get to play it again from the graveyard. So this thing gets a +2/+2 from that one instant. How great is that? So let's continue. This one is actually from Strixhaven School of Mages. And it's 2 cents. Alright, here we go. Excavated Wall. Oh man, I think my Excel sheet put everything in alphabetical order or something because it's not in the same order. This one is 4 cents. It's also from Strixhaven. Let's see. Defender 04 for 1. No, that's not bad. 1 and tap this and mill a card. Not bad for just a 1 thing. I don't personally enjoy milling cards from my end, but there are other cards that you can combine with this, or this could help do something else. I'm not familiar enough, but my son is building a deck where he kind of wants to be able to mill himself. I forget what the reasoning is. Anyways, let's continue. Well, I have one. It's a artifact, and it grants +X+X, where X is the number of different type cards in all graveyards. So this would be helpful, because eventually you can only have one type of everything. So if it's in your own graveyard or everyone's graveyard, I think eventually the most you can get is 7. But maybe you can get real technical, be like, well, that's a human samurai. Anyways, we'll keep going. Some of the art was really good back then. Alright, here we go. We got Prowling Felidar? Feline, but no N-E, Dar. Felidar. Alright, 4 for a 2/3 with Vigilance. Landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, put a 1/1 counter on this thing. Oh, wow. This one's from Zendikar Rising. You'll have to forgive me for the pronunciations. I have a daytime job. This is not my life. But, I mean, for some people it is. This one is worth 4 cents. I like the picture for this one. Nurturing Presence. This is 7 cents. This is from Innistrad Crimson Vow. If you're not sure, in the bottom left you can see Vow. Alright. Enchant Creature. Enchant Creature has whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, this creature gets a +1/+1 until end of turn. When Nurturing Presence enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. That's pretty handy. And this thing is the other card of the 2 cards that has a combo, which we'll talk about later. Or part of a combo. Some of these took a while for me to get. The combo link website, I'll put in the description, of course. Yeah, it's not very straightforward. But what are you going to do? God forbid anything in Magic be easy. Next one. Silver Quill Pledge Mage. This one's worth 3 cents, and it's from Strixhaven School of Mages. Alright, so for 3 mana, 2 of which have to be either white or black, a 3/1 creature with Magecraft. Whenever you cast or copy an instant sorcery spell, Silver Quill Pledge gains your choice of flying or lifelink until end of turn. Well, that's kind of handy to have. If you, let's say you were drafting and you got this, most people don't put flying, so this has flying. And then if no one's on the field, lifelink, you're getting 3 life back. Hey, that's freaking awesome. Let's keep going. Here we got... Oh, this is a place I like to throw my girlfriend or children every once in a while. This occurs to me maybe 5-6 times a day where I'm like, yeah. Or maybe just throw myself in it. Temple of Silence. Nothing much to say about this other than it's a land that scries when it enters. Enters tapped, and you get either... Ooh, I should use this actually. I just created a... I don't know all the names yet, alright? So give me a break. I only know is Boros and Rakdos and Simic. Anyways, Rakdos is funny because, like, I went up against a dude, and he has a Rakdos thing, and he mentioned it a million times. That's right, I'm going to go next door and get some Rolaids for my Rakdos intolerance. Then I realized Rolaids isn't really for a lactose problem. Maybe I should have said lactate. Anyways, it's a land. These double lands are useful. You know why. Here's a tip if you guys didn't know. Let's say you got one of these in your hand, in your first opening hand, right? And you're like, oh, which land should I put? Well, check. Can you play anything with just one mana? No? Then put this one in, so this way the next turn you'll have two. Because anytime you put this in, it's a waste of turn. It's like you didn't put a land. It's like a land on layaway. Anyways, let's keep going. This land is from Phyrexia. All will be one. Commander. Alright, here we go. We got Mage Hunter. This is 2 cents. The Tempo Silence was 17 cents. That is the most expensive card in the deck that I got, sadly. Mage Hunter is 2 cents. It's from Strixhaven School of Mages. For 4, so 3 in a black, you get a 3/4. Whenever an opponent casts or copies an instant sorcery spell, they lose a life. Fuckers. It's exactly what they deserve, too. Also, I finally got my cards from CardKingdom.com. Their tracking system is awful. It still says it's in a facility. Note to self, or note to you guys, if ever you're going to get cards from Card Kingdom and you're out of country, so you're Canada or wherever, get the expedient shipping because it could go from 6 to 21 days, and that sucks. So make it a big order. Speaking of which, I'll bring this up on the next, but I just found one of my old Magic cards that I kept from Accordion Mask. It's a basic foil, but my god, is it worth a lot. I'll reveal it in the future, in the next kind of, I don't know, video I do, I guess. Anyways, this ain't bad. Let's keep going. Oh, upside down. No, they did that on purpose. Alright. Goma Feta Vanguard. I knew a guy named Feta. He was from Iran. He was a hard-working guy, but he sucked. He couldn't make a pizza fast enough to save his life. Anyways, this card's worth 3 cents, and it's from Zendikar Rising. Let's see. Whenever this card attacks, target creature an opponent controls with power less than or equal to the number of warriors you control can't block this turn. Wow, what a mouthful. A woman probably wrote this one, because it's like all over the place. Target creature an opponent control with power less than or equal to the number of warriors can't block this turn. So if I have one guy, then the guy that's got a power of 1 can't block. Oh, I guess that's kind of handy. Yeah, I can see how that could be very handy. Especially if they got like some dickhead 10-10. You're like, well, I don't have... Well, you know, I would need 10 guys. Power less than or equal to the number of warriors you control. Yeah. Never mind. Let's keep going. Pax Betrayal. I love the art on this one. This one's worth 2 cents. It's from Innistrad Midnight Hunt. Gain control of target creature until end of turn. Untap that creature. It gains haste until end of turn. If you control a wolf or werewolf, scry 2. And if you're not familiar with scry, it's you look at the top 2. Scry is you look at the top number of cards. The number 2 next to it is how many cards. And you can decide to put them back on top of your library in whichever order you want. Or you can take them both and put them at the bottom. Or take one and put it at the bottom and one and put it on top. Usually if there's a land and I'm in dire need, this is handy. I put a land on top and I know I'm going to get something. Anyways, I don't need to explain why Scry is good. This is pretty good. I have a few. This is pretty cheap as far as taking over one of their creatures. Understand, and I learned this the hard way. There are cards that say you can copy a card, any card. But if you copy a creature, you cannot attack with it. Because it has summoning sickness. Unless it has haste, you cannot. That's why it says untap and give it haste. So you can use it. That's always fun. My Sun has a card where if you tap it and you draw 2, but then your opponent controls the card, which is great because then you can just... I use it as cannon fodder. So he attacks, I block with it. And then it goes in the graveyard and it pisses him off. But, no, this is good. I like these kind of cards, but I take them out of my commander deck. This doesn't go with what I'm trying to do. And sometimes he'll just take the damage and then like the idea is to get him killed. Like, it's a shame I can't keep it for a while. There are cards out there that let you keep it for a while. Anyways, this one was 2 cents. Here we go. I love the art for this. Look at that. Look at that. Lacerate Flesh. Lacerate Flesh, yeah. Lacerate Flesh is 2 cents and it's from Innistrad Crimson Vow. I have to say I enjoy a lot of the Crimson Vow art. I did not like much of the art for Kamigawa Neon Dynasty. I found it almost woke, if that's a way to say it. Girls look like men. Men look like frail things. Anyways, for 5, so 4 in a red. Lacerate Flesh deals 4 damage to target creature. Create a number of blood tokens equal to the amount of excess damage dealt to that creature this way. What's great about this excess damage stuff is that I have a card, Star of Extinction, and it does 20 damage to all. It's a board wipe, 20 damage, so it's 20 damage. But I also got a dragon I just got in my card kingdom thing. It's called the Wrathful Red Dragon. Whenever a dragon you control is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to any target that isn't a dragon. So that is in combo for my Star of Destruction. I know, it's only 1, but I got a few other cards that do something similar. But no, this is a nice, pretty handy card. I might put that in my burn deck I'm trying to make. All right, let's keep going. And it's really funny. It's only worth 2 cents. That's a pretty good card. Like, if you're playing Pauper, I'd suggest to put that in. Upside Down. Sneaking Guide. 1 mana. It's a 1/1. Tap 2, tap this card. Target creature with a power 2 or less can't block this turn. I guess it's good for, like, being aggressive at the beginning, but later on that becomes useless. Oh, I guess not. You're attacking, let's say you got one big beefy dude and you're like, doesn't have trample, which is on you. Your beefy dude should have trample. And they're like, oh, just block my 1/1. You're like, ah, damn it, it's a waste. So 1/1 dies. Oh, here you go. You know you can't, because I'm going to tap this and suck it. Put that in your juice box and suck it. All right, this one is from Zendikar Rising, and it's 2 cents, if I didn't mention it already. I love the flavored text. I swear it was a shortcut. Oh, this is the most epic armor that you can ever buy, ever. In every RPG you've ever played. From Final Fantasy VII to Grandia to, what are people playing today? Final Fantasy VII Remake. Leather armor. Equipped creature gets +0/+1 and has ward 1. Ward anything is beautiful. And it costs 0 to equip it. But you can only do it once a turn. Okay, you get a +1 for your toughness. Big deal. But you get ward 1, which is great. Any of those stupid ass spells that come your way. Booyakasha. They have to pay 1 more mana. And if that's all the mana they had, tough noogies. This one is 4 cents. And it's from Adventures in the Forgotten Realms. I'm not sure if that's the Dungeons and Dragons one. Like I said, I only started buying Magic at the end of Wilds of Eldraine, just as Ixalan, Lost Caverns of Ixalan, started up. And I like Wilds of Eldraine. I did not like Ixalan, although my son loves it. He likes dinosaurs and big numbers for green, because he likes green. I hate green. Anyways, leather armor. Courier Bat. Yeah. Oh. Oh boy. I wonder if this. Oh, okay, because it's carrying a letter. You can see it in its claws, talons. Anyways, is this the COVID bat? No, okay. Courier Bat is worth 2 cents from Innistrad Crimson Vow. It is 2 and a black, flying 2/2. When this card enters the battlefield, if you gain life this turn, return up to 1 target creature from your graveyard to your hand. That's a strange parameter to have, to be honest. But you know, it's not horrible. It's possible. You can build around it. I meant to mute that. You can build around it, but what are you gonna do? All right, so let's keep going. We got 2 cards left. Loathsome Chimera. I guess it really depends on how you want to. And let me tell you, anyone who's anyone hears Chimera or Chimera, you're thinking, and you watch anime, you're thinking of one thing. You're thinking about that poor dog girl from Full Metal Alchemist. Oh man, that was, I think, one of the most heart-wrenching scenes ever produced in anime history. Oof, it was hard. This card is from Theros Beyond Dead. It's 2 in the green. It costs, so it's 4/1. It costs 4 in a green to escape. Exile 3 other cards from your graveyard. You may cast this card from your graveyard for its escape cost. Loathsome Chimera escapes with a +1/+1 on it, so it comes back in as a 5/2. Super useful, but that 2 is awful, so you might want to add First Strike to it if you could. If you do First Strike Death Touch, that'll last even longer, or Double Strike Death Touch Trample, but you know, what are you going to do? There are only so many equips that can only do so many things. That's it. Oh boy. All right. Remember when I said, hey, there's a combo in this one. This is it. So you'll need 1 more card, but the 1 more card is up to you or you, whatever. So you, Nurturing Presence is what came into this set, or this pack I bought at the Dollarama. So you have that and Elemental Mastery, and you equip both of these to Brenton Medic. You need to give Brenton Medic another +1/+1 counter, or some equip that gives it 1 more toughness. Or if you could give it more than that, at least just a 1/1. So here's how it goes. You tap and you create X. So this is from Elemental Mastery. So these 2 are equipped to Brenton Medic. Brenton Medic does not have Summoning Sickness. So you tap it to activate X 1/1 red elemental creature tokens with haste, where X is the power. Exile them at the beginning of your end step. This is a way to create infinite 1/1 red elemental with haste creatures that will die at the end of your step. This will activate also Nurturing Presence, so it'll give your Brenton Medic a +1/+1. So let's say you gave it a 1/1 count already, so it'll be a 1/5, and then this Nurturing Presence will make it a 2/6. But then you can untap Brenton by putting a -1/-1 counter on it, so it'll go back to a 1/5, and then you start the sequence again. Tap it to create another X 1/1 red elemental. It gets a +1/+1. take away or put a -1/-1 counter, whichever way you want to go about doing it, and it untaps, and you do it again. Super handy to have. This makes you basically win the game. You make, I don't know, 100, and you send it all to everybody's way, and you're like, suck on that. However, the Elemental Mastery card is based on the sign, I'm guessing, it is a Neon Dynasty Kamigawa Commander card, which means you can only get it in a Commander deck, or you're lucky to get in one of these dollar store packs, which I have quite a few Commander cards in them. Or on the off chance you get it in actually the packs of Kamigawa, which I think happen, but not that often. You're better off just buying the Commander deck that has this, and then taking this card out. Or finding something similar, if you can. I went to the combo place, and this is what I got. So that's not bad for a dollar store pack to give yourself a win. This is like a win right there. And you only need 4 cards. These 3 and a +1/+1. You don't even need the 4th one. It could just be another creature. In like I have a card that gives all creatures +1/+0. Yeah, so, or I have another creature that you name the kind of creature. So you would say like, I don't know, cleric. And then all clerics on the field will get +1/+1. So that's one thing. Let's check out the other combo. Okay, so remember when I said Quandrix Pledge Mage had a combo in it? So you need these 2 cards plus like an indestructible land. Or an indestructible non-creature permanent. So what you do is you use Chain of Acid, which is 3 and a green. Destroy target creature permanent. Then that permanent's controller may copy this spell and may choose a new target for that copy. So you do it to your own permanent. Then you do it again. You do it again. Because the permanent is indestructible. So you destroyed it. So you basically are going to keep destroying things back and forth. If this was something you brought up into your thing, non-creature permanent, you take out their land. So let's say you want. So anytime a spell is copied or used, this thing gets a +1/+1. So Quandrix Pledge Mage gets a +1/+1 every time you copy or use this thing, and it keeps going because of the last line of the text. They assume that eventually everybody will just destroy everybody's land until it's the last person's turn and can't do anything, which would suck. This is basically a really long, drawn-out land wipe. But what you do is, instead you target your own permanent, and you may choose a new target for the copy. So then you go again. Destroy target non-creature permanent. You do it against the land. That's like another spell. So then you get another +1. So eventually what you're doing is you're taking this spell, copying it a bunch of times, destroying it, trying to destroy one of your indestructible lands. And then at the end of that, you could just like stop. Because you may choose a new target or whatever. And or destroy some, whatever. Point is, you use it, and then once it's done, after every loop you do, this guy gets a +1/+1 for each time you copy it. So you can be the biggest, baddest. He can have powers up to like a Blue Eyes White Dragon. I think somebody did the math, and there's like a time frame in which you're allowed to do it. So it's like it gets into like the 20,000s or 30,000s or something like that. Anyways, that's one way to mess with everybody at the table, and that's not bad. 2 pretty dang good combo cards from the dollar store thing. However, I wouldn't use the dollar store cards as a drafting format. There was not really a huge diverse amount. Red seemed to have gotten the shit stick this time. I was thinking about it. I'm like, why I bought them? More than one reason. Sometimes you get pretty damn good cards. My commander, I got from this set, from one of these packs. They were still doing Dynasty. Kamigawa, and I'm like, oh, this is great because it gives you a second turn if one samurai attacks alone. I'm like, oh, that's good. This is great for my samurai deck. I have an indestructible samurai with Bushido 5. It's a 3/3 with Bushido 5, and it's indestructible. He attacks alone. Nothing happens to him. Then I get a second attack phase. He untaps, and I get to throw him again. And then all the other samurai that have special abilities when you attack alone. Anyways, that's for a different video. So the total price, I'll put it up on the screen. It's 58 cents for all these cards. 15 cards for 58 cents. I got 2 cards from Theros Beyond Dead, 3 from Innistrad Crimson Vow, 1 from Adventures of the Forgotten Realm, 3 from Zendikar Rising, 1 from Innistrad Midnight Hunt, 4 from Strixhaven School of Mages, and 1 from Phyrexia. All will be 1. I can't wait to get more of those ones. I really like Phyrexia, and the only place I could buy them packs still is at Imaginaire. Yeah. I'm going to put a link to a place called Boutique Awesome. I understand in Quebec we have to have French names for the store. It's a great brick and mortar store, game shop. They're super helpful and decent. They ship to the US. They ship to Canada. So you guys have cards you want to sell, send it to them. You want things you want to buy, they have a pretty good selection. And it's reasonably priced. It's not Card Kingdom, but I mean, they can't all be Card Kingdom, right? I mean, it takes a damn long time before they send you shit. Anyways, they also send you like up and coming events. I mean, if you're not in the area, you're not in the area, but what are you gonna do? Anyways, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, likes, punch the notification subscriptions. I don't know. Peace off.